Guys, we're coming to you live, and I'm joined by a very special guest, G Funky Boxing.
W.A.W presents Big Time Boxing USA on WaraWeek Radio.
Guys, welcome. Happy late Monday evening to all of you. And I hope you guys are staying safe and you're staying warm, because I am freezing my arse off tonight and have been for the last several days. And I tell you what, guys, it's my pleasure to welcome this very astute gentleman and one of the coolest members within the boxing business today, the incomparable G Funky Boxing.
Yes, indeed, man. I'm glad to be back on the show. It's been a while, man. So thanks for having me.
Well, I tell you what, man, we're going to start while we're waiting for more guys to enter the queue. We're going to start off, and I get to play your awesome intro for your special segment when we used to do the Rick Glazier show together. This one.
Rapid Fire Q&A with G Funky Boxing.
Why, thank you, Lupe Contreras. Thank you.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite impressions. All right, guys, this is because G Funky and I are musicians. We are going to, start things off with a special edition, rock music edition of Rapid Fire Q&A. So we've got 20 of them. G Funky, are you ready, brother?
Excuse me. Yes, indeed.
Here we go. Better opening guitar riff: Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses or Back in Black by AC/DC?
That's a good question, but I have to go with Back in Black with AC/DC on that one.
So you don't like Where Do We Go Now?
Where do we go now?
Oh, geez, Al Jolson. Mammy, speak to me, mammy. I do. Have you ever known a man to sing like Granny Clampett from Beverly Hillbillies and Al Jolson of 20s Broadway fame?
Not until I heard Axl Rose.
Hi. Yeah, he's terrible, man. One of the worst, most overrated singer frontmen of all time. Now let's go to two frontmen who aren't overrated. Greater rock frontman: Freddie Mercury or Mick Jagger?
Oh man, that's a tough one, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, Rolling Stones are one of the biggest rock bands of all time.
Yes,
you
sir.
got Mick Jagger. It's hard to not pick Mick, but I think I'm gonna go with Freddie, man, because he would sit down and tickle the ivories every now and then. Plus, I think he's a little bit better singer, so I'll roll with him. But that's a tough one, man. Oh my god.
Well, he's a much greater talent, obviously, but in the immortal words of Emmanuel Stewart, well, he was a little too light in the loafers for my taste.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Next one. More influential debut album: Led Zeppelin 1 or Van Halen 1?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Well, you
Well,
thought
look,
these were going to be easy.
I know. And look, guys, I know there's probably going to be some people that disagree with my pick here. But because he's asking me, this is my opinion. And Led Zeppelin really means a lot to me, man. Like when I first got introduced to rock and roll, it was through my uncle who was a drummer. God rest his soul. He's been gone for almost 10 years now. But he had I think 4 of Led Zeppelin albums in his collection. And he asked me, you ever heard of Led Zeppelin? No, I've never heard of him. All right, well, I got to put it on, right? He puts it on again, first album, first cut, good times, bad times, and I'll never forget it, and it just means a lot to me. So I'm gonna pick Led Zeppelin 1. Although, I mean, Jesus, when I heard Eruption for the first time, man, I thought I was gonna lose my mind, Joseph. That was insane to hear that. And that was on their first album. So a tough one, a toss-up, but for sentimental value, I'm gonna go with Led Zeppelin.
Okay, most overrated debut albums. Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses or Cracked Rear View by Hootie and the Blowfish?
I think I'll go with Hootie. Because Appetite for Destruction, there were some good songs on that one. I was never really into Hootie and the Blowfish like that.
Do you remember that both those albums sold over 10 million copies?
They were huge. Yes.
Yeah. How the hell did both those albums sell over 10 million copies? Especially Cracked Rear View with Hootie. It's like, dude, come on. Like he's so bad he had to resort to singing country.
Yeah.
There's singing Wagon Wheel. Hey, mama. Oh, dude, stop it. It's like you make country singers sound like Luciano Pavarotti. Cut it out. Hey, all right, we're moving on, dude. More iconic band logo. Pink Floyd's Prism or the Rolling Stones' Tongue and Lips?
Gotta go with the Stones on that one. Although the Prism is cool. That is fucking cool. But the Stones for sure is the more iconic band logo.
Greater live album. Who's Live at Leeds or Frampton Comes Alive?
Personally, again, personal choice. Gotta go with Frampton Comes Alive. Awesome album, man. Both are fantastic though, but man, that album from Frampton, good Lord. Do you feel like we do? Amazing live. Amazing.
Yep. More innovative guitar pioneer. Jimi Hendrix or Eddie Van Halen?
I'm going Hendrix, although that is again another personal choice. Can't go wrong with both guys. Just can't.
Yep.
But yeah, for me it'll be Hendrix. Just so influential, man. Like it's hard to find a guitarist that you would consider to be a great guitarist in rock and roll and not hear them say that their favorite or their influence was Jimi Hendrix, man. But Eddie Van Halen's right there. I mean, that's a tough one. Good Lord, Joseph.
Yeah, they're both innovative and they both change music forever.
Yep.
Okay, we've got a couple more left right now. We're going to divide this in 2 sections because we're going to start talking about boxing at the 10-minute mark, okay? More timeless rock album. Dark Side of the Moon or Hotel California?
Oh, boy. What are you doing to me tonight, Joseph?
They're good, aren't they?
Oh, good God Almighty!
Well, look, maybe I'll change this. That one's
no. I'm going to answer it. I'm going to answer it.
You look. Push is an answer also.
Okay, I'll push that one. That's a hard one.
Okay, so who owned the '80s in metal? Def Leppard or Bon Jovi?
Gotta go Jovi. He was huge.
Yep.
Huge.
Yep. Oh, okay. Okay. We're going to do one more, and this is maybe the toughest question of all. All right? So here we go. More legendary guitar solo.
Oh, boy.
David Gilmour on Comfortably Numb or Joe Walsh and Don Felder on the Hotel California? You're laughing because it's ridiculous, isn't it?
I know. That's close, but I'm going to go David Gilmour because it was two guys that played on the Hotel California, and that's one of the most iconic guitar solos in rock history. But just the pure feel of that solo on Comfortably Numb is what makes me pick it. You know, you could just feel David Gilmour when you listen to that solo, man. Unbelievable.
Okay, we're going to do one more because these are too much fun. And then we're going to start talking about boxing, guys. It's the 11-minute mark, I promise. All right, and just for you, G Funky, because you're a solid groove guy. More iconic rock drummer, John Bonham or Neil Peart of Rush?
This one's easy for me, and no disrespect to Neil, because he was just an amazing drummer for Rush, but yeah, Bonzo is. I'll never change my mind on this, man. Probably till the day I die. He'll to me, he's the best drummer in rock history. I'm talking about just purely rock and roll. I'm not talking about metal or any other kind of branch offs of rock and roll. Bonham had it all, man. I mean, he had the grooves, he had the power, he had the fills, the triplets. You know, he had it all, man. He was the best by far, in my opinion.
So you agree with Robert Plant that it made no sense to continue with Led Zeppelin when Bonzo died?
Yep, 100%, man. You can't replace that sound. Even his son, who went on tour with
Jason's an
him.
excellent drummer,
Yeah,
man. I love
very
all of
good.
his bands. He's a drummer right now for Foreigner. He's also a drummer for Black Country Communion with two of my favorite musicians right now.
Yep. And when Zeppelin finally got back together after all those years, John Paul Jones, Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, when they went on tour, they had Jason Bonham playing drums.
Oh, well, yeah, they just played one show.
Yeah, and no disrespect to him because he learned from his father, but I mean, Bonzo is just the man. The man.
Yeah, look, he was a powerhouse. He had feel. And he had chops.
Yep.
They don't make them like that. They don't make them like that. Man, Thunderfoot, Chingao.
See that bass drum, Joe. I mean, I could go on and on about John Bonham. I love John Bonham.
Yeah, I tell you what, Nigel Caballero, good to see you, my friend. And he says,
sir.
Joan Jett or Stevie Nicks. Who gets it?
I'm going Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, you know what, man? I have a lot of respect for Joan Jett. But Stevie, not only was she fine as wine when she was younger, she's in a much better band. Fleetwood Mac is an all-time great musical ensemble. Mm-hmm. And one of the best bands I've ever seen live.
And
this
one
is
of
back
the most
when they all could sing.
Yeah, one of the most underrated guitarists played in that
Lindsey
band.
Buckingham.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, look, guys, if you want something like a real treat, Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters actually made a movie because he purchased the soundboard from Sound City, the studio in California that recorded all of these classic albums, and he made a classic compilation to go with this documentary on that beautiful soundboard. And Stevie Nicks wrote a new song with Dave Grohl, and it sounds just like Fleetwood Mac. It's incredible, guys.
Wow.
I didn't know that. So if you guys wondered whether or not Stevie Nicks still has it, yeah, dude, it's amazing. If you want, we'll talk about some of the fights right now, and then I'll show you guys. I'll play it on this because I really don't care about me. I don't do this for money, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'll show it to you guys. It's amazing. And if you didn't know any better, you would think Lindsey Buckingham and Mick Fleetwood and John McVie wrote this song. It's absolutely incredible. But anyway, guys, we have an absolutely stacked weekend of boxing.
Mm-hmm.
My word. And I hate to say this, only one of them is on mainstream accessible TV. Did I just say that correctly in the American market? Like, this is a problem, G Funky. We have an amazing weekend of boxing, and I wish everyone could see it, because all of these matchups are very, very intriguing. Now, I'm going to rattle these off, right? Teofimo Lopez, obviously, versus Shakur Stevenson on DAZN pay-per-view. Why is this on pay-per-view, G Funky?
Because these guys want too much damn money, more money than they bring to the table. So the only way that it could get done, and that's just the way that boxing is these days, unfortunately.
Isn't that nice?
Yep. Everybody wins except for the people that put up the money for the event.
And then we've gotten, I'm sure most of you guys have forgotten about these for good reason. And then you've got Murtazaliev after a long layoff. Finally gets someone in the ring to defend his IBF title against. And that's Josh Kelly in his home area.
In Josh Kelly's home area?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be at Newcastle.
Makes sense. Murtazaliev has about 5 fans worldwide, guys.
Well, look. It doesn't help when your promoter, Kathy Duva in Main Events, is a glorified manager.
Yeah.
Giving their talent out to the highest bidder.
Yep.
And just then us talking about a glorified manager. Then our next fight is a unification at 154. Xander Zayas versus, and I don't, forgive me for saying this, I know he's French, German, or German-French, but why do I like saying his name in an Indian accent? Can you say Xander Zayas versus Abbas Baraou?
Abbas Baraou. Wow. What a name.
Yeah. Well, like I like to call him, the Down syndrome version of Terrence Crawford.
The Dollar Tree Terrence Crawford. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah,
guys, and look, that's not it. And then on Sunday, this is a very smart move. Putting a fight card, and the only guy with mainstream accessible TV dates with an outreach of over 80 million worldwide. Zuffa 2 is going to be featuring, boy, and this is an excellent card, Gvozdyk versus Hot Rod Kalachik. It's Rayo Valenzuela versus Diego Torres. And then my favorite, Boachuk versus Butayev.
That's going to be fantastic, that fight right there. That's going to steal the night. That's going to win. Woo! That's going to win the fight of the night bonus, just like my guy Kane Sandoval did in the first Zuffa boxing, his fight against Julian Rodriguez. They got fight of the night bonus. And I want to say this real quick, Joe, if I can, about Kane, because I don't want to spend too much time on it, because you guys know,
is yours, brother.
You guys know that Kane is someone that I know. He's from my city, from the same area, South Sacramento. So I told you guys openly that I wanted him to win. I was rooting for him. I wasn't trying to break down the fight, nothing like that. He comes up short against Julian Rodriguez. But again, the fight was fun. It won fight of the night. And, at the end of the day, guys, and Joseph will tell you this too, because he's been in this business a lot longer than I have. But even in a losing effort, when you put up a good fight and the fans love it and the promoters love it, then it's still a victory in the sense that, they're going to say, hey, we want you back on. We want you back on the big stage because you entertain the fans, and that's what it's all about, man. So shout out to my guy Kane for being Kane Sandoval and going in there, doing his thing. And also I want to give and I'll end it right here, Joe. I want to give huge respect to Julian Rodriguez for what he had to say post-fight. There was some bad blood leading into this card, and he said it, that it was all to hype up the fight. It was all to get the fans excited for the fight. But he did say some nice things about King Sandoval and his daughter who is battling leukemia currently. And he asked everyone in attendance and everyone watching to say prayers for him and his daughter to get through what they're getting through, man. And nothing but class and respect shown there after the fight. So shout out to him, man. That was really, really awesome to hear.
Excellent. Excellent. I tell you what, no, that's great. And I'm glad you gave a shout out to all those guys. Honestly, and this is kind of irking me a little bit. This is kind of irking me a little bit, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't understand. Like, you get a lot of guys like Eddie Hearn, you get a lot of guys like De La Hoya, Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algieri, guys in this business and should know better. And it almost seems like everyone is pulling for Dana White, and a lot of fans as well, for Dana White to fall on his ass here.
Yeah.
Forgetting that we work in a symbiont industry in which everyone works with each other and everyone it depends on the other's success. Like, it makes no sense. It almost reminds me of when PBC and Al Heyman went into business on their own and started putting fights on TV. Everyone almost seemed giddy that PBC was coming up short and not really having a lot of commercial success, losing a ton of money. And did they think that wasn't going to affect them?
Yeah. and I remember we warned them about this too. So, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, it's a weird time we're living in, guys. But look, this is a big deal, man. Dana White landing a TV deal with Paramount Plus that has, like you said, Joe, what, close to 80 million subscribers here in the United States market. So it's a big deal, man. Now, again, there's things that I don't like about the way that it's being ran, but I could say that about every promotion, Joe. And I imagine you can as well. So, guys, let's just hope that it does well on the network, because we can't have another network running away from boxing, man. It would not be a good thing.
Yeah, honestly, brother, I don't understand. I don't understand if you're either a fan of boxing or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You're either a fan of boxing or you're not. Like, it's very simple. Why would you root for someone to fall on their ass? Look, like, and once again, we stated this when the whole Showtime PBC thing and Steven Espinosa, they were CBS, and no one was sure whether or not they were going to survive the 2023 year, or is it 2024?
It was 23.
Okay, yeah. And they obviously had the best fights that year. And yet you heard idiots, oh, it's a crap product, yo.
Right.
Like, I'm like, look, what's going to happen? And we said, look, this is going to be catastrophic for the business of boxing in the American market, because what that's going to cause, other platforms are going to say, well, wait a minute, why did Showtime pull out their plus $100 million per year investing, putting on over 20 shows, and why are they pulling out their investment? Well, maybe we should look at ours. And that's exactly what happened, G Funky. Now, who's the only promoter to have real TV dates on a regular basis in 2026?
Right now, Dana White and Zuffa Boxing. DAZN, they have Matchroom and whatnot, but we talked about this. They don't have nowhere near the amount of subscribers that Paramount Plus has. And that's strictly for the boxing fans here in the US, DAZN. And there's still a lot of people that don't know what DAZN is, guys. And it's been here since what, 2018, something like that. That's not good, man. Not good. But I just, again, we have to want these guys to succeed, man, if we want boxing to stick around here, man, because it's not doing good, guys. And
Well, let me put
you
it
know,
to you this way, too, Funky. Let me put it to you guys this way. Does Top Rank or anyone else, because that's been the deliberation with Golden Boy, they're like, well, I don't know if we want to keep our product on DAZN. Like,
yep,
how can you, with only a 600,000 subscriber number, how can you create new stars unless mainstream and casual fans see it?
yeah, you can't, man. And I want to address 9092 in the chat. Yes, PBC did hurt boxing, man. They sure did. They burned through a bunch of networks, and yeah, they are a part of why we're here, in this in this predicament right now.
Well, this is what hurt boxing from PBC. They started paying out inflated purses.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what are you seeing today? It's still going on 10 years later.
Indeed.
From
Indeed.
Eddie Hearn, and, well, the biggest, most egregious culprit is Turkey Al-Sheikh.
Yep.
Like,
And
dude, just look at this main event, guys. This is why we're seeing this card or fight on pay-per-view. Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Two guys who we saw last year on ESPN. Really?
mm-hmm.
They're on pay-per-view?
It is crazy because like, why? If we ask ourselves, like, those of us that came up in the era when only the big time fights ended up on pay-per-view, the fights that people wanted to see, the casuals wanted to see, and were dying to see, and were willing to pay extra for it, to this, like, I'm sorry, guys, there isn't enough fans that are salivating for this Teofimo versus Shakur matchup. Is it an interesting style matchup? Yes. Is it an important matchup for this generation? Yes. But is it a must-see, a big-time fight for the casual and mainstream fans out there? No, absolutely not.
Guys, look, one, yeah, inflated purses are having DAZN are having to put this on pay-per-view out of necessity to try and recoup some of their money. But here's the worst part. One, it's a broken revenue stream. Most people are going to steal it. Two, it's basically obscuring the product from a larger demographic.
Yes.
So who's going to see it?
Right.
And this is the problem with DAZN. You could have the best fights on there. And we do have the best matchups on DAZN. It's almost an indictment of the health of the sport. People look at it because most of the product is on one channel, DAZN. They pretty much have a monopoly with all the promoters and all the best events. And wait a minute. You guys are only pulling in over 600,000 subscribers in the U.S. market?
Yep.
No, we're going to pass. See, that's what I'm saying, guys. So you better hope Dana White succeeds in this, or else Top Rank has no chance of ever getting their product back on the air. As it is, tell us how we can see the unification bout at 154, Xander Zayas versus Abbas Baraou.
Yes, you can watch that on the free app that comes with every smart TV, the Top Rank Classics channel. And again, this is no disrespect to that channel. It's a cool channel. It's on 24/7. You get to watch the archive of Top Rank. But yeah, people don't know that. Like Joe said, like the people that we need to know it don't know it. Same thing with DAZN. Like this Friday, after Kane Sandoval's fight, we had another kid that I know from my city here in Sacramento. Frank Espinoza fought on the Paco Presents card on DAZN. Now, we had a watch party at one of Frank's sponsors at a restaurant and a bar, and the place was packed. But leading into that event, I kept getting the question from people, what channel is he fighting on? What channel? Like, and I'm like, well, it's not fighting on like a TV station. It's on DAZN. It's an app. You have to download on your phone. Like, Oh, well, what is that? They don't know what. We're still in that phase, man. It's almost been 10 years since they've been in the U.S. market, man. That's not good, man.
No, it's not good, guys. And once again, here it is. Eric Gomez, good to see you, my friend. Not to be mistaken for the CEO of Golden Boy. He says, the Zone is the new ESPN of the world. Dude, you're insulting ESPN. There's a reason why Top Rank called it the dead zone, where careers go to die. Because that's a little closer to the truth.
Yeah. It has not done a good job.
Monkey Crazy, welcome to the show. It says, Air Top Rank waiting on Warner Brothers merger. Look, they've been waiting on that for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, they have no chance. Like, I can't see them under Todd DeBuff's shaky guidance or leadership. I don't see them ever landing a substantial deal on any major platform and ever getting that $100 million per annum to put on 24 events. I just don't see it ever again.
It's been 6 months now since that ESPN deal has Good Lord, man. Like, I didn't think it would be this long, man. I did not think that. But
well, you know what? They knew that they were getting the pink slip. Why didn't they do anything about it when they could?
Right. It's not good, man.
Look. I'll say this, guys. I'll say this because we haven't gone live on my channel since Ryan Garcia had that terrible press conference with Mario Barrios. Okay. But guys, if you love boxing in the American market, you better hope Ryan Garcia wins by knockout. And yes, I know his popularity is baffling, isn't it, G Funky?
It is. It really is.
Like, how do people like this guy? He's a man-child. In fact, I think I'm giving him too much credit by saying it or characterizing it that way. He's a buffoon. Like, dude, no joke. Like, when Mario Barrios called him a payaso, he wasn't kidding. He is a clown.
Yeah. What a nincompoop.
I have such a huge following. But and you know what? I really don't like the kid. I did when I first met him. He was a good young man, and now he's turned into an absolute buffoon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's our biggest attraction right now with Tank Davis at large still. He's going to go to the Hooskow for at least 5 years. Jake Paul, it's questionable whether this guy's ever going to come back. Canelo, he's got 2 more fights left in him, and he's probably more than likely never going to fight ever in the States ever again.
Yeah.
He's going to end his career in Riyadh. So what do we have in the American market in terms of big-time boxing attractions at the mainstream level?
Yeah, if Ryan Garcia becomes a world champion, he'll be it. We could see the emergence of the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. I've been hearing a lot about him, guys. I'm very active in my city in the gyms, and I talk to a lot of fighters all the time, and I ask them, who's a guy that you like watching and stuff. I always get Benavidez from these guys, among others, but Benavidez is a guy that I hear every time, so his popularity is starting to rise, man. And, he should, man. He's an entertaining guy. He comes in, he looks to beat guys up. He looks to throw hands. He looks to entertain the fans, man. That's what we need, guys. We can't have these guys who want to sit back all night long and move around all night long and not throw any punches and then hold when a guy gets close. Like, it's we don't need that. That's not going to help, man. We need guys that are going to put asses in seats, and that's what's going to do it.
Yeah, he's I hate to say this, guys, a lot like Dana White. Ryan Garcia is seemingly our Obi-Wan Kenobi of this business. Our only hope. Gosh, guys, it's cringe, guys. And it pains me to say this, but look, You're either a fan of boxing or you're not.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. David is May 2nd, brother.
Yeah. Fighting Zurdo. You didn't hear about that, bro? Yeah.
Zurdo Ramirez. And we're going to have to
David's-
reschedule him for next week, I found out. I'm sorry, guys.
David's getting on he's getting on the Cinco de Mayo date, man. So yeah, he's making his move, man. Look, we need stars, guys. It's not like you got to let go of your hatred for promotions and things like that, and certain fighters. Like, you just got to start supporting these guys, man. We need stars, man. If this thing's gonna work out for us.
That's it, guys. But let's 35 minutes in, so let's start sizing these matchups up. Right, starting with, well, look, let's review Raymond Murataya and his surprising, eye-opening performance against former Olympian Andy Cruz. What were your thoughts when you saw this fight? Because I wasn't very high on this matchup before it happened.
Yeah, me either. Same for me. Did we lose you, Joe? You there?
I'm right here, brother.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It sounded like you might have just cut out of nowhere. Yeah, no, you know what? We both talked about this, how we didn't think it was going to be an entertaining fight. And look, it was better than we thought, better than I thought, so I'll admit that I was wrong about that. I thought it was going to be a snooze fest. Will we put this one in the hat for a candidate for fight of the year? No, probably not. But it was a good, close, competitive fight, and I know that we're going to talk about this right now with the scorecards. One judge had it even, which is actually what I had. I thought the fight was going to be a draw. I actually text Joseph going into that last round, and I said, man, this has the feel of a draw, man. And when I heard that first scorecard, I was like, well, looks like we might get it. But then we had a couple of scorecards that were, lopsided. And of course we get, the Chris Mannix and the Sergio Moras complaining about it. And then you get on the internet, social media, and you see the fans complaining about it. But, you want to talk about that right now, Joe? Or do you want to
No, go ahead, brother. Whatever you want to talk about. Keep going.
Yeah. So, guys, a close fight and close rounds can still be, someone's got to win the rounds at the end of the day. They don't score even rounds. So very close, tight rounds have to be scored for someone to win. And in this case, because there was a lot of swing rounds, I think we all could agree on that. There was a lot.
I counted at least 4.
Yes. And the judges, for whatever reason, felt like Murataya won all of those swing rounds. So
yeah, guys, look, consequence, torque, power, effectiveness, all of that matters in your primary scoring criteria: clean, effective, and consequential punching. And when you're watching behind the TV, it's very difficult to tell how hard the punches are. And you can always tell that by the consequence. And this is why ring generalship or effective aggression is usually, almost always, the tiebreaker. Because if you're dictating the pace of the fight, then your punchers have more consequence and are more effective. And when you're sitting there on the ring apron like those judges are, you're not. You can feel the torque of the punches landed. And there's no doubt in your mind which ones are more effective.
Yeah. And that's, you guys, you really have to experience that for yourself. Joseph and I have both been lucky enough to sit press row for events, and you're pretty close, you're pretty damn close when you're there. Now you're about maybe 15 to 20 feet further from the judges, who are literally right there ringside. But sitting press row, watching a fight, yes, the impact of those shots. Sometimes you can hear the guys making sounds when they get hit, and that again, that lets the judges know, like, okay, that was a shot that had an effect on this guy, and Yeah, it definitely makes a difference, man. So it is hard to argue with the judges, man. They're right there, right over the action, you know.
Yeah, guys, and look, I hate to say this. This is not an amateur bout.
Yep.
Power, torque, that matters. It's of greater consequence. It's of greater effectiveness. If you're landing consistently the harder, cleaner shots, yeah, you're going to win that fight, because that seemed to be the difference in the fight. In the first 3 rounds, it looked like Andy Cruz was, hey man, he was doing a pretty good job. I had him winning the first 2 rounds.
It looked like he was cruising.
And yeah,
Pun
and he
intended.
would stick one shot, either a straight right hand or straight jab, and he would pivot around him because Raymond Murataya wasn't doing a very good job of cutting off those escape routes, right? And he was making it an amateur fight, and he was winning just bing, 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 bing. That's it. Not staying in the pocket. And then all of a sudden, after round 3, he started sitting in the pocket and exchanging with Murataya, or sitting on the ropes, letting him tee off.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, that's very sporting of him, G Funky. Why would he be giving his opponent the only chance he has to really win and dominate this fight?
Yeah.
And that's what he did after round 3. Were you a
Mhm.
bit surprised to see this? Or is this just a product of coming from the RGB Boxing Academy and sparring with all those badasses long enough?
Yeah, the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, man. You're in there with a lot of dogs, and you know, Morataya, we had our doubts about how he would approach this fight, you know. We saw he had a lot of trouble with the crafty veteran Tevin Farmer a few fights before this, where we saw he had trouble being the effective aggressor, not just an aggressor, but an effective aggressor, you know. So we figured, and again, like Joseph said, the early rounds we saw Cruz controlling the pace, staying on the outside, doing what he does best, you know, the Escuela Cubana. You know, we know that that's a tricky style to deal with sometimes, but Murataya picked up the pressure, man. Continued to work behind the jab. I thought his left hooks were tremendous in the fight, especially the left hook to the body. I thought was really, really good. And you know, to give Cruz some credit, this is his first time going 12 rounds. You know, 7th professional fight. And you know, he did well, but you know, he did lose the fight. And you know, look, it was one of those things, man, where it was a close fight. It was competitive. I know people are gonna complain about the scorecards, but it is what it is, man. I feel like the right guy got the decision, you know.
Indeed. I tell you what, in my opinion, it could have easily gone either way. I love the fight. I wasn't too high on this style matchup. And you know what? I'm glad I was so wrong about this. I thought Raymond Murataya fought a great fight. The only way he could have beaten Andy Cruz.
Yeah.
So we're going to answer this question from my brother Eric Gomez. Said, let's see. He says, oh man, where'd it go? I just had it. Well, basically, he says, will Andy Cruz give up that amateur style? I thought he did, and that's why he lost.
Mhm. Yeah.
I thought he did. It's like, look, just like Raymond Murataya. And look, I love Robert. In fact, I'm going to be doing ring announcing for one of his events next month in San Antonio, Texas. But people are giving him way too much credit here. Yes, he's at the top of his game right now. He's doing a great job managing all of his fighters' careers in the corner and putting them in a position to do well. But look, guys, it's not all him. Part of the allure, and most fans need to understand this. What develops the culture of the fighter? G Funky, is it just the trainer, or is Jim?
The gym has a lot to do with it, man. A lot to do with it. When you got that many good fighters around you, you know, during camp, and even when you're not in an official training camp and you're just, you know, in the gym, you know, trying to stay ready, trying to stay in shape. Yeah, the old saying, iron sharpens iron, man. And yeah, I think we're starting to see a little bit of that rub off on Murataya, who was looking like, a guy who was just going to be strictly a counterpuncher. But yeah, he upped up the effective aggression, man, and got the job done.
I loved it. I love the performance. Once again, we never saw this from Raymond Murataya before,
No.
right? He looked terrible against Tevin Farmer, trying to cut off the ring and close the distance effectively. In this fight, he showed not only the ability to cut off the ring a lot better, but fighting behind the intelligent jab, the feints, the touch jabs, the hard sticking jabs to the body, chest, and head, closing the distance without taking a lot of incoming. And what I have to reiterate here are the feints. He had to do something to disrupt the timing and rhythm of the prolific counterpuncher, and that he did. And he fought at a much faster pace than I've ever seen him fight.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen Raymond Murataya with this much urgency?
No, he's letting go. He was, around round 5 or 6, I think he started to throw, the 2-3 punch combinations consistently in the rounds, which we don't really see Murataya do that. Again, more of a counterpuncher. So, you don't expect counterpunchers to throw combinations like that. I mean, occasionally you'll see it, but yeah, he did what he had to do, man. He had to come outside of himself to get the victory. And even though he was the champion, he was the slight underdog going into this thing. But this is a kind of a vindication for him, because of the way that he got the belt and everything. So, credit to him. And look, Andy Cruz, he'll be back, man. We see that he's a very talented fighter. He's just he's got to learn to fight in more of a professional style in these championship fights. That's
I think
really
all this talk about him moving down to 130 is absurd.
I agree.
Did he look like he had a hard time taking the punches of one of the hardest punchers in the division?
No.
Did he ever get noticeably buzzed or wobbled during the entire 12-round fight?
No, I wouldn't say noticeably. No, I do feel like there were some left hooks. Yeah, there were some left hooks that
but he
Murataya
never
landed.
did the stanky leg, the Zabduda dance.
No, never. Yeah, I don't understand that.
He had no problem taking Murataya, once again, one of the hardest punchers in the division, taking his best shots. Mm-hmm. And in my opinion, and I've spoken with several guys, they seem to think that it was the class, it was the experience. Obviously, this is the first time he had been scheduled to go 12 rounds. And the reason why he didn't stick and move the entire time, he didn't know if he could keep that up in his first time at 12 rounds. Does that sound familiar, G Funky?
Yeah, and that's what effective pressure does, man. And even if I hate to bring this back up, but in Kane Sandoval's fight, he was taking some good shots from Julian Rodriguez, and he just kept coming. That type of pressure too can wear you out, even if you're not landing a shot. You hit the guy with your best Sunday punch, and he just smiles, looks at you, just keeps coming forward. And then you got to keep moving. So yeah, I thought it was an excellent game plan from Robert Garcia, because like you said, he's never gone 12. So the back end is where they were gonna seal the deal, and yeah, did a great job.
I thought it was an excellent performance, and it was, look, I'll say this, obviously too soon for Andy Cruz, and he was the favorite going into this fight. And now you guys see the difference in cultivating fighters that Top Rank does over Matchroom. And I'm not wrong in saying this, G Funky.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not gay, and I don't favor one promoter over the other.
Right.
It's just a fact of the business.
Mm-hmm.
They have the best matchmaker in boxing at this time, Brad Goodman. and he's got the right seasoning, picks out the right fights for his fighters at the perfect time of the 4, 6, and 8 round level. And you're seeing the natural progression of Raymond Murataya as one of the elite at 35.
Yes.
And I tell you what, I couldn't be happier for his team as well as Robert Garcia.
Yep. And you brought up Brad Goodman and his ability to cultivate talent, being the matchmaker at Top Rank. And look who we got at the big fight on Saturday. The guys headlining, both cultivated by Top Rank and Brad Goodman. So,
yep.
Yeah. Shout out to the Hall of Famer, man.
I'll tell you what, perfect segue into our main event this Saturday night on DAZN pay-per-view. Well, it should be called the Dead Zone, even though they're using two of my fighters.
We gotta love the Bob father.
Bob, where have you gone? I tell you what, it's just not the same. Bob Arum would have never driven Top Rank into the ground like this.
No.
With that said, I wasn't too high on this matchup before the Murataya Cruz fight, and now I'm excited. Dare I say, I give Teofimo a much better chance of watching the urgency and athleticism of Murataya being the bigger man, harder puncher. I think we may see something similar this Saturday, G-Funky. What say you?
Yeah, man. Yes, I think this was a pretty good preview of what we could see this Saturday coming up. And, we mentioned how both matchups on paper, right, don't look the best because Andy Cruz, Murataya, two counterpunchers. One guy added a new wrinkle to the game to get the job done there. But the same thing for Saturday night, two counterpunchers, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. One guy who's very, very defensive. Now, I know we got this last time we were live, Joe, that, somebody brought up in the chat, well, he did fight really good and let the hands go against William Cepeda. And yeah, absolutely he did. But there's a big but there. This is a completely different matchup, guys. Teofimo Lopez, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to William Cameron Cepeda, but it's just a different style matchup. Cepeda's a southpaw. So we in this fight coming up, we got orthodox southpaw, not southpaw. So that's one difference. And another difference is, you saw the size difference, guys. William Cepeda is still I don't want to say he's a small lightweight, but Shakur Stevenson was a lot bigger than him, and you saw it in the ring. He's a volume guy, lets the hands go, pressure fighter, great engine. Teofimo Lopez is not that, and not that he doesn't have a great engine. We know he can go a full 12 and compete at the elite level, but he's not going to throw the same amount of punches that William Cepeda threw. He's not going to give Shakur Stevenson that many opportunities to counter and land those eye-catching shots. So it's a completely different fight, man. On paper, might not be the best matchup, but there is hope after we saw what we saw Saturday, Joe. You're right.
I loved it, and I immediately thought, you know what? I am officially excited now to see how Teo Shakur plays out. Because I thought, oh my gosh, Teo, even though he's one of the most athletically gifted guys naturally or unnaturally, who cares, in boxing today. And I'm like, look, even though he can do seemingly amazing things in the ring, cutting the ring off and closing the distance effectively isn't one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looked downright ordinary every single time he's fought a guy who uses the entire ring, boxes from mid to long range. I can't see Shakur getting off first or slugging it out with him in the pocket.
No.
Can't see it.
No. Won't happen unless he's fucking hurt. Unless Lopez hurts him with something, he doesn't have a choice to try to fight him off. But
yeah, but I can't see him running like he literally was running against Edwin De Los Santos. I can't see him doing that either.
Oh my gosh, that was just dreadful to watch, man.
Horrific.
Oh, and
Yeah.
let's pray that he doesn't decide to do that again. Because
Yeah, guys,
I-
let's pray
I-
that after receiving $9 million, he doesn't decide to stink out the joint like Devin Haney against Jose Ramirez.
oh my gosh, dreadful
Or Ryan
again.
Garcia against Rolly Romero.
Or William Skull against Canelo Alvarez.
Oh my word, man.
Gosh,
Like,
dreadful.
honestly, I would want my money back if I were Turkey LLC.
Shit, man. Yeah, that was terrible. But oh my gosh. I don't want to seem too negative, right? Because I just don't like being that way. But the last time we seen Shakur Stevenson in with a guy that was equal his size or even a little bit bigger and a good counterpuncher like himself and a guy that hits much harder than he does, right? We saw what he did, man. And when you take that and then you take what is the quote unquote blueprint to beat Teofimo Lopez, which is what Sandor Martin did and what Jermaine Ortiz did, which was stay on the outside, move around. It just feels like a recipe for disaster for me, even though, and that's why I say quote unquote the blueprint, because those two guys did that and they didn't beat Teofimo. So, you can't really call it a blueprint if you didn't beat the guy. But I think he's going to use a lot of leg movement, man. I do. I think he's going to try to get Lopez to reach and hit him with a lot of check hooks. That's a punch that's open for both guys when it's orthodox versus southpaw.
Yeah.
And that's a key punch for Lopez as well, because I've been telling you guys this for a couple of years now. We all know that the lead right hand or the straight right hand is a good punch to throw against a southpaw if you're the orthodox fighter, but the left hook, guys, is such an underrated weapon. And Teofimo Lopez is one of those guys because he's fought a lot of southpaws in his career, Joseph. So this is nothing new to him. He's fought Diego Magdaleno, who was supposed to be like his first real test when he was a prospect still, and he took care of him pretty easily. Big upset over Lomachenko, who was a southpaw. Sandor Martin is a southpaw. Jermaine Ortiz is a guy that could switch hit. Josh Taylor is a southpaw. So he's got a lot of experience, man, and he throws a lot of good left hooks when those guys use those escape routes to the outside. So it's interesting, man. We'll see what happens, but I do have a feeling that Shakur is going to be very very much on the move, man, in this matchup.
Well, let's just pray that it's a much more entertaining fight.
Yes.
Than Edwin De Los Santos or Sandor Martin or Jermaine Ortiz. Those were absolutely horrific and resembled watching
horrible.
paint.
Yes, horrible fights.
Let's just hope that it looks more like Shakur Stevenson versus Jamil Herring or something.
Or Oscar Valdez. That wasn't so bad. That was a good performance.
That was a one-sided ass whooping. I don't know what you were talking about. Yeah. But I'm just talking about Shakur staying in the pocket.
Yeah.
And using his elite level understanding of distance and range. Just stepping back like an inch, making his opponent miss, but being right there in line to counter effectively.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes Shakur so great if he does that. Not when he jumps all the way out of range to avoid getting hit like a scared little bitch like Vladimir Klitschko. That no one wants to see that.
No, that's nobody does.
Science.
Yeah.
What makes us call it the sweet science, and it's not holding excessively. What makes it the sweet science is that game of inches. Setting those traps for your opponent. That's what we want to see. And if you hear asshole fans who actually call something like excessive holding or running ad nauseum, looking like you're afraid to get hit, the sweet science, well, then they obviously don't know what they're looking at in the ring, or they don't know what the term means.
No clue. No clue what boxing is. Yep.
Take
No
your pick.
fucking clue, man.
Guys, let's move on to the next one. Once again, Xander Zayas versus Abbas Baraou, the Down syndrome Terrence Crawford from Germany. Look at him. He looks like Bob McAdoo from the 70s.
Bob McAdoo, hey, one of the trendsetters, man, in NBA, with a big guy that could shoot the jump shot from the outside, man.
Look up Abbas Baraou. He looks like Bob McAdoo, doesn't he?
Man, I would have never thought of that one.
Dude, it's a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift, G-Funky. You know this already. The Bob McAdoo of boxing, or the Down syndrome Terrence Crawford. There it is. There it is. I'll go with the more politically correct Bob McAdoo of boxing. But look, guys, don't be shocked if one, this is the best, most entertaining style matchup and fight of the weekend. And two, don't be shocked if Abbas Baraou becomes the unified junior middleweight champion, while Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis still don't have a title. Don't be shocked, guys. Keep in mind, after his eye-opening performance against Johannes Zayas last year, he was coming off of an extra long layoff of 16 months. He's not coming off of that long layoff. He knew he was fighting this guy. He knew he was fighting Xander Zayas.
Mm-hmm.
Expect him to be sharp, applying intelligent pressure, turning with Xander. And, for once, he's going to be the harder puncher in the matchup. Guys, don't be shocked if Abbas Baraou wins this fight on volume and intelligent pressure. Your thoughts about this matchup, my friend?
Yeah, kind of a weird matchup because Baraou kind of came out of nowhere, with the upset win over Zayas.
But he looked good.
Yeah, he sure did, man. And I think he's going to bring that same mindset here against Xander Zayas. Now, Xander, I believe, is fighting in PR, right? This is his homecoming bout, I believe.
Yep. San Juan, Puerto Rico. And once
look,
again, please tell the audience or the chat members, how do you see this fight, G-Funky?
Yeah, I was just going to say that, I know that Bob promised Xander that fight in Puerto Rico, and he's getting it. But Joe, we know this too well. Sometimes guys fighting in hometowns and things like that could be kind of a distraction, man.
Just ask Sean Davis.
Yeah, a lot of pressure can be put on you. You got people around you that you normally probably wouldn't have around you. So let's hope that and look, I know this to be true, guys, because I've interviewed Xander a few times early in his career, so I know that he has a really tight core around him, so hopefully they keep it that way and keep the kid from any distractions. But an upset wouldn't surprise me, man. Xander, good boxer, likes to work behind the jab, doesn't hit the hardest, or at least we haven't, I think we could say at this point that, if he was going to have some kind of power, it would have shown by now, so I think it just is what it is with that. So we'll see if he's got enough to get the respect of Baraou, to keep him, from just walking through the front door. Because I think we know Xander's going to work behind the jab, try to keep him on the outside, try to paint job him from there. It's a weird matchup, Joe. It really is, man. It's hard to pick a winner in this one.
I love Xander Zayas. I think he's good for boxing. He's a good kid.
Mm-hmm.
Good looking smile, fan-friendly style.
Got charisma.
He throws a lot of punches. Yeah. He's very crafty. Not a lot of power, but he's a big ticket seller.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the potential of being a big star in this business. Unfortunately, this is, in my opinion, the worst possible style matchup for him at 54.
Yeah.
This is a guy who applies intelligent pressure. he's going to turn with Xander. He's going to match him with volume, and his punches are going to sting more. He's going to be the effective aggressor. And he's a tough, durable guy who can throw a lot of punches per round with him. I don't like this for Xander Zayas, not even in his hometown. I think he has a similar homecoming to Subriel Matias, unfortunately.
Whew, man, that would be brutal, man. It's a tough fight. Yeah, it is a tough matchup for him, man. But you know, could have had the Virgil Ortiz fight, but we saw what happened there. And that would have been a bad matchup for him as well. So I guess it was kind of a pick your poison, at this point. So,
Well, look,
man,
even
tough
against
fight.
Brian Mendoza, that's not even a good matchup for Xander Zayas.
Yeah,
Are there any good matchups in the top 10 for Xander Zayas?
No, I think that's the kind of weird situation where he's at, because he got that vacant world title fighting against a guy who he was much better than. So, he's got the belt, but I think most people are looking at Xander as, the guy who was the low-hanging fruit of the champions at 154 pounds.
The only reason why Top Rank decided to get Xander Zayas that vacant title with the WBO before they went off the air, because they thought it would help them land a TV deal.
Yeah.
Didn't happen, Bob. Didn't happen, Todd. Sorry. And so Top Rank, can we really call them a big-time manager still? Or big-time promoter still?
No.
Or are they just glorified managers with no TV dates?
Yeah. That's a sad thing, man. Top Rank, one of the oldest, or I think it is the oldest promotion right now. I mean, if you still want to count Don King, but I think they were before Don King too, right?
Don King is done. He's not. Yeah. He's in the same boat, even worse.
Yeah. So,
guys, let's move on now. We're running out of time. Let's move on to, what's your prediction for this fight? Or do you want to save your predictions for the end of the week?
Yeah, I want to look a little bit more at this
one. Yeah, I tell you what, we're going to go over the undercard fights later on this week, closer to the weigh-in, and we'll give our official predictions at that time. Guys, let's look at on Saturday day from Newcastle. It's Murtazaliev finally defending his IBF 154-pound title against challenger Josh Kelly. We're going to find out whether or not Bakram Murtazaliev is a product of Tim Tszyu just being way in over his head and damaged goods, or if he's really the boogeyman at 154.
Yeah, we're going to find out, because
which one do you think we're actually going to discover, or neither?
I say neither. Because, you guys know on this channel, we don't believe in boogeymen. That's just a fan narrative that gets put out there. Look, if Murtazaliev could sell tickets and was a hot name, yeah, he'd be getting fights, no problem, guys. But yeah, why would you risk putting someone in there with a guy that no one knows who can punch, right? That's one thing that we know for sure. He can punch. So Josh Kelly is going to find that out as well on Saturday. But I mean, with that being said, like I do think that I don't know, man. It's interesting too, because Tim Tszyu is a guy that will give you a lot of opportunities to hit him. He's no defensive wizard by any stretch of the imagination. He's coming in there to get right in your face and let go of that big right hand of his. And, he got into a firefight with this guy, and this guy had just a little bit more fire in those shots and was able to hurt Tim. Tim was never able to recover, got him out of there pretty quickly. So, we'll see, man. I do, but this people made such a big deal out of that, and for me, I'm like, yeah, it was a good win for him, but I don't see a whole lot else with Murtazaliev other than he's got some crack in his shot, and that can take you a long way in this game, So we'll see if Josh Kelly can come up and him and his team can come up with a game plan to, avoid any big punishment Saturday.
Yeah, you know what, guys? Josh Kelly, he's going to have to stick and move. He's going to have to do that for 12 rounds. Murtazaliev, look, we saw a favorable style matchup when he faced Tim Tszyu, someone who came right at him. Josh Kelly isn't that guy.
No.
I think he's going to beat him. No. But I think what we're going to see is someone, after coming off a long layoff, who's not the boogeyman, whose timing is off and looks a little awkward. That's what we're going to see. We're not going to see someone who's going to come right at him like a doofus and punch with him.
Yeah.
Daisy Sanchez, you've got to be kidding me. He'll be the next face of boxing only until Canelo attacks him. Dude, he's not even the face of Hoboken, New Jersey.
Hackensack.
He's not even the face of Trenton or Hackensack. Come on. Maybe Montclair, but not Hoboken or Hackensack. No. The face of boxing. Holy shit. It's like, dude, you want to be the face of boxing? Get your teeth fixed.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Now I'm starting to sound like Don Rickles now. Holy shnikes. So, look, honestly, I'm just happy that Murtazaliev, who can't buy a fight, is getting in the ring finally.
Yeah.
And look, Eddie Hearn is doing the right thing. So in the chance that he lands something big and hurts Murtazaliev and wobbles him, hopefully they can get what's his name, Howard Foster, in the ring, and he can step in and call a halt to the bout.
Oh.
But that's the only way he wins, in my opinion.
Howard Foster. Oh, one of the worst referees in boxing right now, man.
Oh, my word, dude.
Jeez.
Like, honestly, you would have thought he was in Germany for that Agit Kabayel fight.
Oh, yeah. Terrible.
Uh-oh. It's almost midnight for G Funky. He's getting ready to turn into a pumpkin. So let's move to Zuffa 2 on Sunday night, guys. Look, the first Zuffa 2 or Zuffa card, it wasn't anything to write home about, but it wasn't bad. There's some pretty good fight, pretty good action. Yep. But number 2 on February 1st should be straight fire, guys. We start off with what is it? Gvosdik versus Kalachik, right? The Ukrainian versus the Pole. Then you've got Valenzuela. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Boachuk versus Butaev. That's straight fire. If both guys have anything left at 54, it's going to be straight fire. Like, honestly, this is a fight of the year candidate before it even steps in the ring. And then in the main event, you've got Valenzuela versus Diego Torres, which is a very, very good matchup as well. I love this card, guys. Dare I say, the best fight card of the year so far.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree with that. Especially the Boachuk Butaev. Wow, what a matchup that's going to be, man.
Yeah. So say what you want about Dana White. Yeah, this is a much better card, and it's going to be the one that's viewed the most this weekend. There's no football, and this is on a big-time mainstream platform.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it, man, to see it.
It's definitely going to be viewed a lot more than the Top Rank Classic app.
Yep. No one's going to know how to find it. Man, it's really sad. Really, really sad, man. And then we got the big one on DAZN, which, if they're lucky, they'll break 6 figures as far as the pay-per-view buys go. But I don't, yeah. Again, I hate to be so negative, man, but it's just the truth, you know?
Yeah, guys, look, once again, if you're a boxing fan, you better hope that Dana White has a lot of success. That's the only chance Top Rank, Golden Boy, or anyone else has of getting on another mainstream platform with real TV dates. Because let's be honest, guys, if no one's watching DAZN at the mainstream and casual fan community, can you call those real TV dates?
Nope.
All right, what's your prediction for pay-per-views this Saturday night from Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson on DAZN PPV?
I'm being nice. I'm being nice when I say this, Joe. And I think I'm being very nice. 60 to 70K. That's it.
You're not being very nice. You're being real nice.
Real nice.
Oh, that sour mash works real nice.
Yeah, that mash done worked out real nice.
Guys, look, I'm going to be a little bit more generous. I'm going to say it does anywhere between 100,000 and 125,000. Which still sucks the money that's going out.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus M, you won't believe this. G Funky, would you like to tell him how much each fighter made?
I think they
or
made
how much their purse was.
I think it was like what, around 600? 600K?
It was a little over 500,000 for Murtazaliev.
Yeah.
And a little over 300,000 for Andy Cruz.
Which is, look, I know some people might say, damn, that's nothing compared to what some of these guys get today. But yeah, if we're going to bring this thing back to what it used to be, we got to start paying these guys, you know, what their real market value is here, you know?
Yep.
And these guys fought in a brand new casino in Vegas, and what looked like a theater where they have, you know, shows and concerts and things like that. So that sounds about right to me, Joe. You know?
No, that's it. I mean, come on, Andy Cruz has about 5 fans.
Right. Sounds about right to me, man.
Yeah. But look, after they pay their trainers, publicist, manager, team members, promoter, what are they walking home with?
Damn, that's a good question. Definitely not.
Saying.
Yeah, definitely not 500 and 300. That's for sure. But you know what? Hey, man, people got to be paid, man. Everybody.
At this level, guys, a lot of hands in their pockets.
Yep. So,
which is just the nature of the business.
That's the way it works. Yep. You want to train, you got to pay a guy. You want someone to write articles about you and whatnot, you gotta pay him. You know.
Yeah, it's the Fountain Blue. And let me tell you guys, from what I heard at the bar there in the ballroom of the Fountain Blue, the theater, man, their shots of tequila were going for $40 a piece.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And drive you not to drink.
Yep. And I love tequila, but it's got to be some damn good tequila for me to pay $40 for a shot.
Yep. Man, I tell you what, it better I don't know. It better, I don't know, man. Like seriously, I can't imagine paying that much money.
No.
For a shot of tequila if you don't have a naked woman in front of you.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't pay 40. That's for sure.
That's the only time I can see where guys are dumb enough to pay that much money for a shot of tequila.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, look, I'm not condoning those places. In my opinion, stay away from all of that. It's evil. Right? Not having a drink every once in a while, but just indulging in a place that exploits women. Don't go there, guys. And don't support businesses like that. But look, yeah, Fountain Blue, they're still paying for that casino or paying for that resort, right? Paying for that property. So we're going to leave you with this, guys. I promised I would show you guys the amazing contribution of music from Dave Grohl and Stevie Nicks. And I swear to you, it sounds just like a classic Fleetwood Mac song. Are you guys ready for this?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. And we'll be back later on in the week. We'll be back tomorrow night with Coach Ronnie Shields. Before I do this, G Funky, you want any parting shots? Because this is going to be our closing out song of the night.
No, just, hey, thanks for joining us, guys. We appreciate it. Glad to be back. I was away for a little bit, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna be putting in some more work this year, man, and with Joseph and everything. So keep it locked, guys, and enjoy the tunes here.
Well, I tell you what, G Funky, let me know what you think of this, and I'll send you the link for this, and I'll post the link to this in the comments section, guys, in case you're interested. Once again, this is Stevie Nicks with Dave Grohl, and it's called Can't Fix This. Now, look, dude, maybe I should do my... Should I do my Casey Kasem voice when I'm talking about this?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do it.
So here it is on Top 40 Countdown. Stevie Nicks and Dave Grohl teaming up for You Can't Fix This. American Top 40. Billboard ranks them. AT40 counts them down.
Yeah, those drums already sound like Mick Fleetwood.
Yep.
We don't talk much about it. It goes back so many years. All the times we almost didn't make it. We stay clear. Dancing with the devil. Call it respect. Call it fear. But we never allowed the devil to come to the party. We were careful in our own way. We walked through the darkness. We made a pact not to dance with the devil. Even when the devil seemed to have a heart, he said we'd never be sorry for what we'd done. And we never allowed the devil to come to the party. You can't fix this. You lost a friend. Hearts breaking, right and left. Friendships break like glass. And the devil pours another glass. It's so easy. Devil pours a glass of champagne, asks someone new to dance. It's so easy to ruin people's lives. Twirls around, starts to laugh. Tear up the invitation. Hear the bells ring on the hour. Twirls around and he laughs. He said we'd never be sorry for what we'd done. And we never allowed the devil to come to the party. You can't fix this. You lost a friend. Hearts breaking. Right and left, friendships break like glass. And the devil pours another glass. No, we never allowed the devil to come to be done. Never go to the party if you think you won't come home. Never dance with the devil. You lost a friend. He will burn you down. Never dance with the devil. You lost a friend. He will burn you down. Never dance with the devil. You lost a friend. He will burn you down. You lost a friend. No, never dance with the devil. You lost a friend. He will burn you down. You can't fix this.
Doesn't it sound like Fleetwood Mac?
That does sound a lot like Fleetwood Mac, man. Wow, they really
Yeah.
captured the sound.
It's the only thing it's missing. It's missing the Christy McVie, Lindsey Buckingham harmonies.
You can't fix this.
That's it, though.
Cool tune, man.
So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to this edition of War Week Boxing. And I tell you what, guys, like I said, I wouldn't want to do this without my brother G Funky Boxing. Thank you for being here, brother. And before you leave, let's give the man a hand.
RoboCop classic, man.
Oh, dude, can you fly, Bobby? Dude, I love, look, for me, the two greatest villains in cinema over the last 40 years are three guys. Hans Gruber on Die Hard, Warren Harding on Shawshank Redemption, and Clarence Boddicker on RoboCop. Sorry, that's my top three.
Yeah.
Cinema villains. Dude, you love to hate all three of those guys, but they're kind of cool at the same time.
Mhm.
Oh, geez. But hey, man, G, any parting shots for our listening audience, brother?
Just be on the lookout, guys, for new stuff. I'm working on some things, man. Some new videos to come out. I'll be covering a lot, man. I got a lot to talk about. And also I'll continue to be featuring fighters from my city, going to the gyms, hitting them up, giving these guys some love. And support the channel, guys, and support Joseph as well.
And guys, look, whether you like it or not, learn to love it. Support Dana White and Zuffa boxing. Guys, it's our last bastion of hope in the American market. And I hate to say this, as much as I want to see Ryan Garcia get his ass whooped, I hope he wins by knockout on February 21st. Yeah, that's what I said it. So, guys, let's hear it for G-Funky. Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, dude, you're lucky I didn't give you this one.
The gong.
No, that's for Eddie Hearn. And that's for that's for Shakur Stevenson if he stinks out the joint. But guys, once again, it's I hate to say this, but once again, Dana White, let's hope he does well, find success at the mainstream and casual level. Because look, ask yourself, guys, why is Sella and Turkey Al-Sheikh funding the Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios event? Why?
Yeah.
That's not good for PVC or Golden Boy Promotions. Like, they're just puppet heads right there. Figureheads, puppet promoters. Sella is the big organizer of this event. And also, when you look at this Saturday's event in Madison Square Garden, Matchroom, yeah, they're just the puppet promoter as well. But that's it, guys. We're going to thank you, G Funky, for being here. God bless all of you guys. Have a great evening.